Strike at somebody and they haven't moved that leg on that side forward, or it's going to be real awkward to try and get that wrestling in. Another way you can perform that is we strike here, you and just step across and get them with like a clothesline on the way by. That's perfectly viable too. Okay, so that's first wrestling. Any questions on that so far?
It's the principle, not the technique.
Yeah, principle, not the technique. Yeah, because a technique is an application of, is a singular application of a principle. Principle is something you should be applying universally if you see the situation right.
So principle would be your top part with your sword is going to be pushing them somewhere. The knee needs to be on the other side of that to trip.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay. Did anybody have any issues with the first wrestling getting that done? Everything good? Okay. Let's move on to the second wrestling. This one's I love this one. It's funny. It's funny as hell. Okay. So same setup. I do think it's funny as hell.
Ball kick.
All right. So no. So all right. Question I meet in a bind. He's really strong in pushing. I release pressure. I come at him. He sees it coming. He steps back. Okay. I'm just gonna follow him.
Yeah.
So I'm basically just going to take my pommel, wrap it around the back of his neck, step through, and I'm going to lever him over my leg this way instead. But I'm not actually going to follow through because, neck and all that stuff, it's central nervous system.
Considering the fact that...
What's that?
You have to let go as he's falling, right? No.
No. If we were doing this martially, like I said, if we were doing this martially, I'd hold on to him the whole way down, hopefully to mess him up.
Would he take you with him?
I can let him go at some point. I mean, I can let him go, but I'm betting at some point maybe I'm going to break his neck if he stays in there, but I don't want to do that. So here, boom, get that through. Got the hook in. Even if he steps out like that, I can still keep twisting on my hip there. If I need to guide him to the ground, I can drop there.
Here depends on how good a ground wrestler you are. Do you want to go down a little?
Yeah. The other thing is,
in armor.
when you're throwing people, for the love of God, don't do this. Lay on the ground. For the love of God, don't do this.
Oh yeah. Well, because any kind of things.
Yeah, because this ends. Can you guess where this is going to go?
You're going to fall on your own sword.
He's going to throw me over the side, and it turns into a ground fight. If I throw him and I stay up, I can still use this thing to finish the fight, and he doesn't have an opportunity to do that. I mean, he might wrap around my leg or something like that.
Yeah.
I've still got my weapon in play. He's still grounded. What's that?
Lesson is don't wrestle there.
I think you should wrestle. I think you should wrestle there because it'll make you a better wrestler.
If you play Ninja Turtles, it's the Donatello movie.
Basically. Okay. I'll do that one more. We'll show that one more time. All right. So I'm going to strike in. Give me a lot of pressure. Go for first wrestling. He steps back. I step in again. Second wrestling. I'm pivoting on my balls and down to the ground.
So at that point, is the fact that how fast you're moving your primary defense from just bringing his sword into your back?
No. He's gonna be basically on a fulcrum towards the ground. He's not gonna have time to swing that thing. It's not a lightsaber. I might take a graze or something like that, but I'm smashing him on the ground and then I'm stabbing him or bashing him with the pommel of this thing. So.
He's just not thinking about where the sword is at this point. He's just thinking about landing and not dying.
The only time I've been able to actually have a rational thought, be able to hit somebody with my sword when they grappled me, is when Dave Teague grabbed me from behind and he got me under the arms and I just went whack. Because he just grabbed me, he didn't do anything, so I went, oh. If he actually bothered to lever me over and throw me, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But anyway, any questions on that one?
What happens if you fall?
If you fall, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Get a good chiropractor.
Fall at what point? Is it both of you fall?
At any point.
At any point, okay.
Oh man, well, the weeds.
Yeah, well, okay. That's Unterhalten, and that's a totally different kettle of fish. We can get to that later.
Dairy clan.
Yeah, that's Unterhalten, that's an entirely different kettle of fish.
German ringing, or do we want to do full style Legion wrestling? Because those are two different styles.
No, I mean ringing. I would do ringing, but anyway.
I mean, you can counter throw if you're losing. So when you're losing balance, you primarily are focused on, oh my god, how do I fall safely? I'm losing balance. If you have enough thought and experience, you can try to leverage this throw in your favor. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Happens.
Ringing is actually different than what you do in modern wrestling. Ringing is
Yeah.
more like Greco-Roman. Your knees don't touch it because you're wearing fancy clothes. You're not gonna be rolling around on the ground.
Yeah.
You don't wanna get dirty, that's kind of the whole.
Yeah,
gist
there's
of
the
it.
whole.
Modern
that's the
wrestling
whole-
is
There's usually.
Greco-Roman's closest.
Yeah, there's usually not a lot of ground fighting, but I mean, there is a ground fighting element you find in armor, which you could apply to using in clothing. And if you get to that, then that means you really screwed up. But typically you do that in armor because you are trying to get them to surrender, or you are trying to kill them because you lost your primary weapon, and that usually involves, using elements of the armor against them while they're on the ground. Blows affect them. Not a lot we can do other than hope they've got really baggy clothing and use that to your advantage. Anyway, let's give that one a go. Does anybody need to see it again?
Yes.
Okay. Here, so, first wrestling, he evades. Second wrestling. Grab her on the neck, I'm gonna pivot on my feet, never move around. Spin around to the ground. All right.